Ich wollte ein Horror. Ist es die letzte?
Ja, für 30.
Ich will das sehen. On today's episode, we are in the city of Crailsheim, which is also my place of employment. You're probably wondering what this behind me is and why you're kind of seeing it everywhere in town. And what the hell does that have to do with the title of today's episode? Well, it has everything to do with the title of this episode, but we'll get to that in a moment. So at this point, you're probably still wondering, what is with the W thing? Well, okay, so like I said, there's a story behind it, and it will make sense why you'll see it as like statues and pastries and pins and more pastry. Well, the pastries actually, that's part of the story. But so, okay, the actual time frame when this happened, I feel like when you look at different sources is different. On the official Crailsheim website, they just say during the 14th century. According to Wikipedia, it is between 1379 and 1380. The city of Crailsheim was under siege between the cities of Hohenburg auf der Tauber, Dinkelsbühl, and Schwäbisch Hall. The siege lasted 3 months, naturally with the intent of starving out the townsfolk and thus taking over. And at the end of those 3 months, the Crailsheimers were actually desperate. So they devised a plan, a very brilliant plan, if I might add. So the ladies of Crailsheim got together with all the grain and they baked a ton of Horaf, exactly in this shape, in this horn shape. I think it looks like a butt, but whatever. And they threw it over the city wall at the armies. Meanwhile, the mayor's wife also stood at the town wall and showed her bare ass to the troops. And the whole idea was to show that they had all this Brot und Speck, as in like bread and bacon. That they had enough, and the idea of starving the city was impossible. And the armies were so disheartened, they actually left. And the city was saved. I just think it's ingenious, guys. It's friggin' ingenious. They're also really good. Also, one thing I'd like to mention about Crailsheim is if you notice that there's not really an old city. This is something you don't necessarily see if you're a tourist in Germany. I don't know, as an American, you automatically think that like all German cities are these Disney-like fantasy medieval cities and it's all la 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 la. No, it's not. Obviously, you know, things get destroyed, and World War II did a number on the German landscape, to be fair. And so you do have cities like Crailsheim that no longer have an old city or like a medieval part. But that doesn't mean the history is any less valid, which is why I wanted to do specifically Crailsheim, because it has such a cool history, even though it's not as pretty. And when I say pretty, I mean like pretty in a touristy sense. I mean, I think Crailsheim has its own charm naturally, but it doesn't have that tourist pull that, say, Rotenburg or Nuremberg has, or even a metropolitan city like Stuttgart or Frankfurt. It's just, it's here, waiting to be visited. You should try Horaf. Like, seriously, guys, these are so good. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know you like stuff like this and you want to see more. This may be probably my shortest video to date, mostly because there's not really much to see in Crailsheim, but I really wanted to talk about this story because history's cool, man. History's really cool. And if you like more, please let me know. If you have any really cool stories from your own hometown, village, whatever, please let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll film there. I don't know. But anyway, don't forget to follow me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And until next time, Lieblings.